Unicorn. A well-known magical creature, famously portrayed as divine, adorable and colorful. Yet here, in this movie, they are. Yeah. But don't be disappointed, unless you expected an actual comedy, as the characters are still memorable and with remarkable personalities, such as Ridley, an edgy teenager with emotional negligence issues. Elliot, a workaholic emotionally absent father, a dying old rich man, his wife, his son, and Griff. So, let's see how this movie went on. On the way to his boss's isolated mansion, Elliot accidentally drives over a baby unicorn. Then while he and his daughter, Ridley, tried to think about what to do about it, the unicorn's horn starts glowing, so Ridley touches it and sees the first-person view of a Star Trek spaceship. Yet the vision is interrupted as her dad had the genius idea to finish the animal's suffering in a very non-Pacific way. And then he has an even smarter idea: put the unicorn in the truck so he dumps it somewhere else later, while he pretends everything is okay while talking with his boss about work. Yet Ridley couldn't pretend properly, as when she touched the horn, she felt connected with the creature, so she went to the bathroom as soon as possible. In there, she notices that the unicorn's blood cured her acne, and downstairs, Elliot's glasses became unnecessary as his vision suddenly got perfect. Ridley tries telling her father that something wrong isn't right, yet not that long later, Elliot's plan fails miserably as the unicorn resurrects, but it is quickly put down again. Everyone questions what kind of animal it might be, and the conclusion they get is, it is a unicorn, obviously. Then the old rich man finds out that Ridley's acne is gone, and that Elliot's vision became good, both without side effects. At night, everyone acts as if nothing happened, except Ridley, and as she didn't come for dinner, Elliot checks on her, so they have a conversation in which it is revealed he thought that by putting down the unicorn, he was saving her as it looked like she was having a seizure. Then Ridley tries to explain what she saw and the fact she has now some kind of connection with that thing, but she gives up as she already tried to say it earlier, yet he didn't listen. Elliot says he will pay for the extra therapy, but for now they have nothing to gain by making the weekend all about her. With that, he ends up kicked out of the room as Ridley gets upset, and to calm herself, she starts looking at her mother's pictures, and notices that in one of them, taken at a museum, had a Middle Ages unicorn tapestry, that was part of a set in which is told a story about a unicorn that could not be defeated by hunters, until the day it got entranced by a pure heart maiden. Then the unicorn got killed and taken to a castle, where it resurrects, and other unicorns appear to rescue it. Or something. On the next day, Ridley is woken up by two scientists, who take blood samples from her, Elliot, and the unicorn. They find out through the results that the unicorn's blood can cure diseases and that these therapeutic properties are related to the horn, which also emits bioelectrical signals. Not that long later, the old rich man gets the unicorn's horn's powder injected. As Ridley keeps doing her search, the rich boy puts a printer in her room so she can show them what was found later. Yet once she is done, nobody listens to her as the old man gets cured from cancer and everyone is focused on how to make profit out of it. A really high profit, as according to the doctor, the unicorn's blood properties cannot be replicated artificially, for some reason. When the body is about to get transported, the baby's parents appear and send Dr. Song and some other security guys to heaven. In this chaos, Ridley ends up cornered on a fence, where one of the unicorns tries showing her its horn, yet the unicorn gets shot and runs away. The old man decides to go hunting it with Elliot and his security team. Ridley tries telling her dad to not go, but it has no effect. She then decided to run away by herself, yet after seeing her dad's booger tissues and the unicorn Aurora Borealis, she changes her mind and returns to the house to look at the tapestries. Then she tries telling her dad to return, as according to the legend, the unicorns were about to get even more violent. But as he receives the texts, the unicorns are already there and attack everyone, except for the rich man and Elliot as they both run away back to the house. Yet the unicorns quickly get in there, and one of them tricks the old rich man by offering to touch the horn. And then the unicorn does a commemorative little jump after it kills him. Everyone watches it from inside the house, until Griff closes the door and starts barricading it as the others make a plan, which is basically, Dr. Bathia gives back the baby unicorn's corpse to its parents while Griff opens the gate, which is locked as it only works with electricity. and yes, both of them were pressured to go along. And the plan fails, miserably. But at least Griff succeeded in running away. As both unicorns get in the house, and do some regular terror movie jump scares, it is shown why the earlier plan didn't work. Somehow, in the middle of all that chaos, Elliot was able to steal the unicorn's horn, which was inside a secure sealed container, and without anyone seeing it. He explains he did it because he was afraid he would get nothing from the old rich man's business after all that happened. Meanwhile, the rich boy sniffs unicorn's horn powder and sees exactly what has to be done. Then he notices that the horn is gone, and the old rich man's wife dies. Upstairs, Elliot kinda reconciles with Ridley and locks her on the outside so she runs away. Yet once she does, after an unknown amount of time as the sky is that much bright, she is caught by the rich boy, who uses her as bait to catch the unicorns, as they just lay in front of her. By seeing it, Elliot stabs the rich boy with the horn, then he stabs Elliot back with an arrow, then a unicorn kicks him as Elliot lays on the ground, then both Elliot and the baby unicorn are resurrected, and that makes Elliot see what Ridley saw, and that place is, somewhere, and the unicorns came from there and Ridley's mom is in there now, as she passed away. So it's either heaven, limbo, or hell. The unicorns run away, and Griff arrives with one cop, who arrests both Ridley and Elliot for murder. On the road, the unicorn family appears running until the car, so Elliot and Ridley prepare themselves before the car gets hit. Then the movie ends with a black screen and car crashing sounds. That is it. Honestly, this movie had an interesting premise. A magical creature accidentally hit and killed, then an old dying rich man wanted to explore its healing properties, yet while watching, the most interesting part of this movie was the unicorn legend itself. It did make fun of rich people and the pharmaceutical company, but the jokes were not funny and it ended up with flat characters, like, the old rich man, which I can't remember the name even though I already watched this movie like 3 times to make this video, was just cartoonish evil at the end. The same for the rich boy, and the rich man's wife was just there. Also, Elliot somehow stealing the horn and just putting it in his pocket, is such a, yeah. And I don't have much to say about Ridley. She was just telling people the obvious and nobody listened, to the point shit escalated thanks to other characters' own dumbness. I saw that it was also classified as a terror movie, but there were just a few gore scenes and a jump scare. The CGI was not that good, but also not that bad. Like, I have seen worse and it is not as bad as the Flash movie. Like the unicorns running away was very nostalgic as it reminded of the Sims game graphic. And another thing that bothered me was the inconsistency for convenience with the unicorn parents' strength. There were moments they somehow for some reason could not break a door, yet it was done earlier already, and then they can break through a wall. So basically, this movie is enjoyable, to watch like once, with other people around and not paying much attention, therefore, do not watch it as I did. Please, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.